Potter's Journal, it is spring 2022. Today on a potter's wheel I will be making an English pie. That's if I know what an English pie is. It's a special order. We'll see if I understood what she wanted and I get it right. I make a lot of pie plates. Here's one that I'm making now. She looked at all my pies and she said, I want one just like that. But she didn't take any of them. I had them in a million sizes. As I said, we'll see if I get it right. I've been making pie plates for a long time. Here's a redware pie plate of mine from 1986. Okay, slipware. I didn't know what slipware was then, except I'm doing it now. I was doing it, but I'm more into the different techniques of it now. But hers will be blue, with some slip decorating underneath. Also, a new milestone for me on being a pie plate potter and pie plate channel. I just spotted a pie plate of mine on eBay from 1992 or 93. I fortunately caught it just before it went down. I'm thinking they sold the piece. I didn't catch that. The price has caught up with the times. It was listed as just about the same price I'm putting them at now. But the big things that got me, it did have Kohut scratched in the bottom, but the site posted from the Carolinas also knew that it was Rooster Hill Pottery and that my name was Jeff. And it was a vintage pie plate of mine from back then. Okay, let's see if I can get this English pie made. And my wheel used to have only one speed, super fast. So as you saw in the last video, it's been fixed. This should be really nice to work on now. Okay, so here we go. 5 1/2 pounds of clay for our English pie. Now, I am a pie plate channel, I guess it might be said. I do a lot of pie plates. I generally don't use calipers. I make them low, small, medium, and large. Okay, and once this is centered, we are opening this low and wide, supporting here so we don't catch any air around the edge, and we are not opening this with our thumbs or with both hands, one folded over. We are opening this with a thumb laying flat on there and pushing down. Okay, down and out first, not to catch any air. And then, also, the other goal is that we are compacting the bottom. That if you make, pie plates or dinnerware, it's a place where you could have, or anything with a wide bottom, you want to avoid having an S-crack down there. And these will be 10 inches wide. They wanted a big pie. I don't know what an English pie is, but they looked at mine and it seemed like I was doing exactly what they wanted, but okay, it needed to be large. I had them large, but I think the defining characteristic for them was that it needed to be not only a tall dish pie, okay, but extra tall. It needed to be 3 inches tall or a bit more. Whereas a lot of people call many of my pie plates deep dish pies, compared to a commercial pan. And when I do pie plates in multiple sizes, I do not use calipers or measuring them. Today I'm going with the 10-inch size of the bat. Generally, I'm making, 3 sizes. So, it doesn't matter what size it is, you pick the size you want. There they are, there's 4 sizes. And a standard size doesn't mean anything because different companies make, and this can't be too thin on the bottom because, when you cut it off, the wire will bow up and can cut through the bottom. But generally, Okay, different companies measure their 6-inch, if that's a standard size pie plates, to different measurements. And even one company changed the size of their 6-inch pie plate, so how could it be a standard size? It's a general way of doing it. Okay, now this bottom, we may edit a bit out because you do have to play with this. But I think this time round, I have got it just perfect. Yeah, it could be just a slight bit thinner. And I demo the pie plates a lot at the Southside Historic Village because generally I can make them and talk to people I'm demoing to. And even having kids come through who are trying to touch everything. Can I touch this pie plate you just made? But this is throwing me off because it is a little different size and shape today. Okay, and the bottom we've got just right. So in addition to the size, I think, and the extra height, it also might be, the reason they're calling it an English pie, is because of what they are baking in it. So that may take some extra research. If we don't fit some food in this video, we'll fit some in when we pull this out of the kiln. But I couldn't say that I know much about English cuisine. Okay, world cuisine, oh, that's if it, fits and has that description in its name of world cuisine. I remember being asked about what you think the great world cuisines are when I was a first-year student at university, and with a group of graduate students, I said Mexican. And they kind of looked at me. Well, I think I was ahead of my time because I think now we all know. Okay, Mexican cuisine is one of the great world cuisines and what they've contributed to the world cuisine. But, familiar with, and I think they said things like French cuisine, which I guess has gone out of style. I don't mean Mediterranean, but yeah, I'm most familiar with Mediterranean cuisine. I haven't really looked into Spanish, but French, Italian. I visited the Eastern Mediterranean a few times, Greece, Turkey, Israel. So familiar, and friends from the farm market, Syrian and Lebanese. So quite familiar with that. And the lady wanted one, but called back and said her friend wanted one too. So somebody must like what they're cooking in the dishes. The first two were just over 3 inches. I'm hoping this one will be, yes, a little bit taller. So I want to give them the options of, they wanted 2, so I want to make sure that I have 4 as the options. Okay, and you know, this is the 3rd one I've done now that I think my hands are now getting more familiar with the movement, okay, for this extra tall pie plate. And I guess the way I'm sitting at the wheel today, I always clean the bat while I'm, okay, it's on the wheel. Okay, so I think I forgot to straighten up the bottom, which really doesn't need much cleaning. If you do it with a rib, the rib sometimes tears into the bottom, so I put a sponge. And I usually do this when the bowl is much lower. Okay, we don't want finger ribs marks down there. This is going to be, we're going to be serving food out of it. And I actually
what I was trying to avoid. For some reason today we did with the sponge, but it's at the corner so I can get the rib done in there. And I don't want too much of a flare, I don't think. Oh, this can be a little bit wider. I don't think we want too much of a flare. Okay, so I am going to push this, get a little bit of an undercut, and just bring this out a little bit more. And then it'll come out a bit more when we do the fluted edge. Okay, and then I want to get the inside cleaned up. And the smooth transitions there. Once again, because this will be for, okay, cutting and serving food. Okay, I think I had less trouble with the early stages. I'm pushing, okay, this is coming now out over the sponge, and I did leave the top a little extra thick, I think, for strength, for a casserole, and all the while with a little extra thickness, and cleaning my hands and working around the camera. I actually dropped some of that in there. Okay, I always, to accent the fluting, very small. This is something that some people do as a decorative element on bowls and makes it a lot bigger and deeper to the point where there's a groove in there. This is just, okay, shallow enough so that it'll fill with glaze, but that pulling with the glaze will add a decorative element. It'll accent the fluting. And there's a bit of slurry on there. I have come and cleaned, okay, the slurry off after even making it. Okay, and this is a part that's always fun, okay, for people to watch when demoing. Another reason why I like to do it down at the historic village. So if I can't fit any food in the end of this video, if I haven't said yet, we'll get that part. I will find out maybe now if I've got it right, and this form is an English pie. Figure out the rest of it and figure out what an English pie is to put in it. See if we can find, okay, a book on great cuisines of the world, English cooking. Okay, this one, you know, I don't like the shape, but they might. I should have left it that way because the top, okay, I like the outside to have a bit of a flare out at the top. Okay, and we will do a decorative element. A black slip that generally shows through the blue glaze that they said they liked, and then, okay, the wavy line. Alright, and hopefully this is what they're thinking when they said English pie, something to bake tall. So if I glaze those big things like this, will they be English pies? I don't know. I've got my video series out, the Two Fat Ladies British Cooking Show, Clarissa and Jennifer. We'll see what I can find out from them about it. But no matter if I find anything out or not, they always dish up a good dose of attitude, okay? And stop back maybe for some more of that here. Okay, that's my Potter's Journal for, I forget what the date is, but I think it's 2022. Okay, Jeffrey Road, Kohut, Rooster Hill Pottery, the Pie Plate channel.